Hey dads, it's Johnny here. Welcome. A little check-in today talking about patience. How do you get more patience? How do you have the patience of a saint? Let's do this.
Welcome to Team Super Dad. Real dads creating their best lives ever. More time, more money, more fun. You are not alone. You're on Team Super Dad.
Hey gang, dads, friends, family, members all around the world. We're back. We're doing these little 10-minute check-ins, basically. I have got about 150, don't want to freak you out, but I've got about 150 different things to bring to you, all fitting inside of the Team Super Dad structure and the F5 of focus, fitness, finance, family, and fun. Dads creating their best lives ever, not being stuck in a life they're fed up with. And this is the essence of everything we're up to. Homeschooling, as you can all imagine, most of us are in that situation right now. But the idea of having patience doesn't have to be about homeschooling. It can happen at any time, anywhere. And oh my gosh, it's not easy, right? There's that expression, having the patience of a saint. So I typed it into the old Google. An immense and unyielding degree of patience, especially in the face of problems or difficulty. Patience of a saint. Do you know any saints? I don't know. Didn't they do Mother Teresa? Did they make Mother Teresa a saint? I don't know. I think I'm not religious enough to know about these saint things, but they do make more saints. There's more saints coming. So how much patience they all have, I don't know. I dare say, especially by biblical stuff, even a saint, I'm sure, has pretty much lost it at some point when his kids were asking him something for the 10th time, or he was stuck in traffic jam on his chariot, stuck in whoa, something just big just fell down in the other room. Is that going to test my patience? So look, I grew up with a dad. I'm not sure my dad had a massive amount of patience. And I dare say, when you're a kid, you look at it and you're thinking, can you sit and help me? And of course, he sat and helped me do Lego. We sat and made things together. But I've also got experiences of being told, hurry up, stop doing that, that kind of stuff. And I was helping my daughter today, called downstairs for probably the 10th time. 10th time. IT questions about a pencil sharpener, questions about getting me a drink when she's actually sat next door to the fridge. So all these things come and test your patience, and I'm trying to get on with some work of myself. But wherever it is in your life, having more patience, you got to look at actually what that's going to bring you versus losing your patience in that moment. If you saw my video the other week, it was when I was going to get my bike fixed, and I was standing in the Superdrug, and the woman behind me was stressing out about the queue, and in her frustration, in her lack of patience, she accidentally wiped out the whole shelf in front of us, and it was hilarious. It was like, because first of all, I'm aware that she's stressing out behind me, and then as she starts to flail around, she just wipes out this whole, and it kind of cascaded down like dominoes. So, but then it's about what happens next, and that was the interesting thing in relation to having more patience. In the storm that happened, all that was important to her kind of went out the window, because now she had something different to deal with, which was the people, the mess, the embarrassment, and that was what was on the outside. I dare say on the inside, she had some level of embarrassment is an internal thing, isn't it? But she might have even felt guilty about that and just realized, blimey, was it really worth that? So, and that happens with our kids, with our colleagues, with our loved ones. It's, in that moment of losing our patience, do you really achieve what you wanted to happen? And probably not, by the way. And then the impact of it is on that other person. So how are they left feeling? What's their experience of you in that moment? Are you inspiring? Are you motivating? Are you a loving support? Are you good to have around and count on? No, you're probably just an arse, basically, making them feel quite intimidated. And So I've got like 5 steps coming up in a second about how do you get more patience, or how do you deal with situations to have more patience. But the most important one is to look at what the outcome is that you desire. If the outcome is to get somewhere quicker, then great. Maybe you need to be a bit impatient. But if on the other hand, the outcome is that you've upset your children, your partner, your colleagues, you've scared someone by driving like an absolute lunatic, you've knocked something over because you were irate about it, and the same goes with work. My experience is whenever you are wound up, things go wrong. And so it's just going to make it worse, right? So this blog post is actually on the Team Superdad website if you want to see this. But step 1 to getting more patience: focus on the outcome you actually desire. Because if it's about a project, if it's about getting somewhere on time, if it's about your kids doing their homework easy enough, are your actions going to get there? Because that's some level of madness, isn't it? Being frustrated about something when you haven't even set it up for success. So being better organized, it means that less is going to go wrong. So in the mornings, it's a classic one. If you keep being late for something, you've got to get up earlier. Does that mean you've got to get more prepared the night before? Does that mean you've got to involve other people? Like, what part of your routine and structure is not serving you to achieve success in that area? And then chill out. It's a pretty broad brush statement to make, but my point about that is when you've got stress in one area of your life, it's likely going to impact other areas of life. And that's not really fair on those people, because then they're confused. They're like, why is he being such a nutter? This is not a big deal. But no, you're bringing all your pressure from that other situation to bear on that little situation. So it's unlikely going to be an appropriate level of frustration in that moment. If that means that you need to meditate more, to get out and exercise, to write a journal, like, I don't know, to even when you return home from work, like, what is it that you're going to do for 10 minutes to just be a bit more? My daughter is doing some sort of hairdryer thing. Okay, chilling out. Getting connected with how you really feel is actually quite important as well. In that moment of frustration, that loss of attention, a loss of power, really, all of a sudden you're out of control, right? Get connected with how you're really feeling. If it is anger, guilt, concern, apprehension, like, some part of your impatience is coming from a feeling that you're trying to avoid. So if you can tune into what that feeling is, then you may actually find an access to having more patience in that area. I'm feeling scared about this going wrong. Okay, well, the question I really want to ask is, can you help me, rather than screw you? Like, get connected to how you're feeling, and then connect to how you want the other person to feel. Do you want your staff to feel intimidated by you? Do you want your partner to feel like you're not there to support and help her? No, unlikely that is what you want. So as you're feeling that impatience build up, how do you want the other person to feel about this situation? So what is the outcome? How do you want others to feel? That will shape your approach to it and should give you access to more patience. And then, more practically, start to identify the problems and pick them off one by one. If you're looking at the situation as a massive problem, that old adage of eat the elephant. How do you eat an elephant? You eat it bite by bite. It's going to give you a lot more patience to deal with the problem in hand. And then finally, pick your battles. Is it really worth it? Did that woman need to get frustrated and wipe the shelf out in front of us? Whatever she was frustrated about, she could have left the shopping, called the person and said she'd be late, had a chuckle about the way life goes. Who knows what it is, but the route she took led to absolute chaos, basically. So whether it is work, whether it is your loved ones, whether it is your children, pick your battles, because you, as a powerful man, someone who's making an impact on others, you don't want to lose your shit, as they say. You don't want to lose it all over the place and have people be utterly confused and losing any trust in you, because that's not what we're here to do. We're here to raise people up, have a flipping awesome life, and absolutely smash it, being the best dad you can possibly be. Women, mums, people who aren't dads, same goes for you. Thanks for watching. Good to have you on board. This is Johnny, Team Superdad out.
This has been Team Super Dad. Find us at teamsuperdad.com. Join the program and create the best life ever for you and your children. You are not alone. You're on Team Super Dad.